Welcome back to this show, the NASCAR The Game 2013 Robby Gordon Season Mode. And as you can tell, I've been gone for yet another 2 weeks. And that means that the story of my last 2 years continues. Of every time I get 3 steps forward, it's 5 steps back. Because of a driver incompatibility, I spent probably about a week screwing with this computer to see if I could get it to work without crashing every few or so seconds. And thank you to an NVIDIA graphics driver update for allowing for that to happen. But anyway, that's been solved at this point. We won at Daytona last time out. And so, obviously, we sat atop the point standings by 6 points above Greg Biffle, Paul Menard, Dave Blaney, Matt Kenseth, Truex Jr., Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, and Michael McDowell. Your top 9, top 10 is Carl Edwards. So, now we begin the real portion of the season. We head to Phoenix, which is going to suck really bad. That's guaranteed for NASCAR The Game 2013. The AIs are going to be on rails, and I'm going to be on ice. So, more or less, the goal of this race is survival. And I'm just going to try not to DNF and see how many points I can get out of it. We'll be much, much stronger at Vegas after this.
Let's make sure that car's set up just like you want it for qualifying. Get out on the track and see what you think.
Trust me, getting on the track won't do us any favors when it comes to handling. We're going to apply a setup. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to go with a New Hampshire setup because I have better luck with them than the Phoenix setups because they feel a little bit more under control. And I think I'm just going to work with the race setup for the most part. I might edit a little bit for qualifying, but not very optimistic about this race. Well, there's one thing we can do for sure for qualifying, and that's put as much tape on as possible and ironically drop the tire pressures in this game. That's obviously not how it works in reality, but in this game, essentially dropping the tire pressures equals more grip at expense of tire wear, which is in some ways truthful, but in many ways not. I could get into a whole speech about that, but I'm not going to. Either way, that's what we're going to do for qualifying. I don't need to practice because that just means I'll probably just wreck a car. So we'll skip into qualifying, see what we can do.
The car's looking good. You just need to go out there and put in a good, solid performance.
I mean, the car definitely does look good when it's not moving, but it ain't going to get too much prettier as we get out on the racetrack. Anyway, New Hampshire setup, low air pressure. I'm going to show you the right front tire wear just so you can see how fast it's going to wear that thing down just in 2 laps. But here we go. Let's see what we can get out of this. It's loose. I can tell you that. It's very loose, so at least that means we won't shove on exit. We might slide on entry. There we go. Slowly work it off the corner. By the way, Edwards put up a 26.83. That's physically impossible. A lot of momentum into 3. A little bit of drift. Slowly back to the throttle. The car feels horrible, like it's top heavy. 23rd fastest. Picked up the throttle a little sooner. A little better exit. Down into 3. Sliding. Oh my God. That was a really uncomfortable qualifying 2 laps. I put it 15th. I'm going to go straight backwards from the start, but that's actually not bad.
Good, strong performance, pal. You're in the front half of the pack.
I won't be there for very long. I can tell you that. I'm going to just, like I said, try to finish this race. Carl Edwards obviously on pole. Jeff Gordon outside him. Travis Pastrana qualifies 10th. That's a serious accomplishment. He out-qualified quite a few actual serious race car drivers.
Just remember the basics and give me a good, solid drive.
I don't think he ever told me the basics, but I just applied a New Hampshire setup again, and I'm probably just going to leave it as it is and feel it out as I get into this race because the Phoenix setups are terrible. New Hampshire setups are a little better, at least in the way they feel. I'll have to just see how it goes, but I'm sure the first stint of this race is going to feel horrible. All right, so I tinkered with the setup a little bit. It's not going to be that much better. I'm probably going to end up just like the NASCAR Heat 5 playthrough, burning up the right rear on the car, at least the right front. One of the right side tires is probably going to go quickly. And I'm just kind of hoping that we can settle into a green flag run, but I guarantee you we won't. I'll either get mowed down by the AI in turn 4 or start a wreck myself. But here we go, hoping to just finish, because I want a Matt Kenseth level season where we finish every race and hopefully top 10 the majority of them.
Welcome to Fox Sports coverage of the Subway Fresh Fit 500. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip for this annual Duel in the Desert.
Mike, it's an interesting racetrack. It's 1 mile. It's been reconfigured, and they got that dog leg up the back, and that opened up some passing lanes, if you will. You can cut that dog leg, but you got to be careful when you come back up on the track.
The 1 mile Phoenix International Raceway sits in stark contrast to the 2.5-mile Superspeedway at Daytona. Today, we'll have a chance to see who the early season flat track specialist of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is.
You know, kind of related to what Mike Joy was saying there. This is pretty much the first real race of the season. But unfortunately, because of the AI, it's going to suck anyway. But here we go. Wait for Darrell.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing in the desert, boys and girls. It'll be a long race today. We got plenty of racing to do.
All right.
You can do it.
Let's try to get through 1 and 2 cleanly.
Car approaching.
Car's already driving off the right rear. You can tell that by how it broke out on exit. Cut the dog leg. Now they're going to be jamming on the bottom line in 3 and 4. I missed the corner, but honestly, that's a good thing. It just drops me to the back sooner. It is driving off the right rear, I can tell you that. Up on the outside, not a good place to be.
Car inside.
Just Doran Menard through the middle of the dog leg. Gonna try a slide job, sorta. Taking the modern day apron lane.
3 wide, 2 high.
I think I just wrecked Menard or somebody. Somebody I wrecked. I think it was Boyer, actually, because Menard's still up on me.
Clear right side.
All I need is the pack to string out a little bit there. That was a close fit on Stewart in that inside wall there.
Right's clear.
Getting a run on Martin. Oh, man, it broke out loose. And I doored him. And I'm dooring him again
Car inside,
if
just looking.
we don't end up in the wall.
He's coming on the inside. Inside.
Okay. Gonna try 3 wide, maybe 4 wide if Marcos wants to make it happen. Paul Menard slowed up earlier than I thought. Got clipped by Marcos. Drifting. 4 wide. Somebody just ate the wall, Trevor Bain. And I think we're still alive. All right. You see how hot that right rear tire is? It's red. I'm not surprised. Yet the right front, look at it.
Far behind.
It's almost cold. Really just telling Stremy to get out of the way right now. That was a good bump and run, sorta. So now we can maybe settle in around 24th position. See what the race gives us at this point. I'm hoping for not many cautions,
Car on the bottom.
if I'm
2
lucky.
back. We're on the inside.
Yeah, the car gets a good bite coming off of 4 right there, coming to the line. Kind of an outside line momentum thing that they have now with the resin down everything. Couldn't have done that in 2013, but kind of funny how this way the racetrack's designed somewhat looks into the future. By the way, the New Hampshire setup, because this really is just the default New Hampshire setup in this car, a little bit more front tape, which I guess could explain how bad the front end wants to turn, because driving off the right rear, because the front end has so much bite it tries to spin the rear end out. But other than that, all I did was drop the air pressures of all 4 tires, so it's kind of weird how right rear dominant it is right now with how much it's slipping. Engine temperature is only 230, so I might be able to go with more tape, but I also have to compensate with the handle, because see how much more that front end turns compared to the rear. That's a bit of a problem. Gotta really work that throttle coming off of turn 4, especially. 1 and 2 is a little easier. Getting into Menard a little bit there. Gonna try and...
Closing on the bottom.
That was not smart on my part.
The leader is 6 seconds.
I'm spinning out on purpose.
Caution's up.
I need a caution to work on this thing. Yeah, you can tell how loosey-goosey it is at the moment. It's not wanting to go straight. All right, here we go into the pits. First stop of the day on lap number 8. I bet we're going to see a lot of stops today from the amount of cautions we're going to bring out.
Okay, let's get this stuff figured out.
All right, so the car really could swing either direction right here, because I worked on enough to where I'm trying to kind of balance it more so than make it tight, because, you know, it's really loose right now. I don't want to get into the tight condition, so I'm trying to balance it out. So let's see if the adjustments I'm throwing at is going to do anything. Early in the race, though, so that's the time to make the adjustments. My Dodge pit crew on the Ford Fusion giving me probably the slowest stop of anybody because I went for the most adjustments. Probably about 20-second stop, like it's 1990. And we get off last, but we're going to be last anyway. The leader is Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch second. Some pit strategy stuff went down, so there's going to be a lot of cars. Top 27 are on 8-lap old tires.
Way to go, boys. Nice pit stop. Okay, go get it, man. We're still one of the fastest cars out there.
We are not one of the fastest cars out there. That is a definite certainty that we're not one of the fastest cars. Well, the car is much more secure, I can tell you that, because it didn't want to wreck coming off of turn 2 right there, taking such a low line.
Awesome job today, buddy.
I got to manage to not wreck in all this traffic, though. That's the challenge. It's a little slidey, but that's because I de-wedged it on the difference between the apron and the racing surface. And get around these goons right here.
Up top, at your door.
Yep, we're doing 3. We're doing 3 cars wide, battling for 40th.
Car outside you.
That's how to do it.
Lights all clear.
So you can see we got a lot of cars trying to get around those on older rubber, but they're kind of getting stacked up because of the nature of too wide racing.
Looking inside.
Yep. Yep. All right. I got it. I got it under control. I'm not last.
Clear.
That thing really tried to take a death slide up towards the wall there.
There's a 5-second gap between you and the leader.
All right, the goal today is not last. Remember, I'm doing the whole season on champion difficulty, so you can see the difference in the way the game is set up from Daytona, where I had like, what, a 6-second lead over the field en route to victory. And at Phoenix, I can barely muster up better than last. So the game's a little bit unstable when it comes to how it balances difficulty. A little bit worried about that tire wear again. Both left sides are red.
Clear low.
Well, now it's driving off the right rear. Very nice. Whoa! That's really flirting with that wall right there.
Good work now, buddy. Come on.
Slide job, not really.
Clear on the low side.
The battle for 41st continues, or actually 42nd in that case. What if I should just save fuel and go for some type of stupid strategy to try to luck my way into some track position, or just spin out now?
Running caution here.
So the car was comfortably tight and now undrivably loose on throttle application. Gonna have to figure that out. Back to pit road it is, lap 14. Gonna average pretty much a pit stop every 7 laps. You know, I almost wonder why even show up to Phoenix. I mean, at this rate, I should have just started and parked with a car that's going to drive like this, take the qualifying money for 15th starting position, and just leave. Once again, this stop is not any more of a penalty than if I would have stayed out, because I was going to pretty much restart in the last position regardless. Then again, I would have probably leapfrogged all the cars who are pitting right now, but that wouldn't have been enough to facilitate me staying out with that garbage setup that I threw at it during the last pit stop. But it's not going to get much better unless I can find something magical. Carl Edwards still the leader, though. Travis Pastrana up to 5th.
Just like we practiced.
I will reside in last position if Travis can win this. It'll be worth it. Back to green. Let's see how bad it's going to drive off of turn 2 this time. See if it decides to be tight or loose.
Gotta keep focused. At your door up top.
A little bit loose,
Nice work, man.
but a little bit more under control than the last 2 times.
Car outside. At your door.
Do I do 4 wide? Yes, I do.
Looking low. It's too fast, man. Check out.
I don't know why I decided to stick myself into that conversation, but I did.
The leader is 4 seconds in front.
Almirola, we're battling for 42nd. Not that important. All right, so the car does hook up a little better. I will give it that. It got off turn 2 not wanting to immediately kill itself, so I'm lifting way early because I know they're going to stack up here. I see a gnat flying in front of me as well.
Clear down low.
Car's stepping out.
High side.
Got to play chicken with that wall right there.
At your door up top. Keep a good pace. You're doing great.
Rolling pretty well at the moment. They're going to stack up on the bottom again. Can't really get up to the outside. Not easily. Somebody stuck it in there. Casey Mears, of all people. And then just checks up on exit.
3 wide. 2
The car is better.
underneath.
I can report that it is better. Not good, just better. I don't know what it would take to get good.
Okay, let's go find your next victim. Gotta get to the bottom.
Yo, man.
Inside. Car closing on the inside.
Way wide line.
There's 5 second gap between you and the leader.
Just sliding that thing coming off the corner.
Inside.
Oh, I overdrove it.
On the left.
Greg Biffle is my battering ram there. Caution.
Slow the throttle, buddy.
Well, that got violent quickly. I think I'm actually going to try and stay out on this caution flag because the car's feeling okay. I way overdrove the entry to 1 there, but I think it's actually all right after the last set of adjustments. So I'm going to stay out and see what happens. Edward's still the leader. Well, I guess he picked up the lead through pit stop somehow. I'm going to restart 21st. There's a big risk in that because if I wreck right now, I got half the field to run me over. So that's kind of the problem with being farther towards the front, knowing you're probably going to screw it.
Driver in first, 2 seconds ahead.
All right, tires are cold once again. Dale Jr. opens up the door for a 3 wide moment. I'm going to use them up on exit, and it worked.
Up high.
Wow, that worked way better than it should have. They're going to stack up again on the bottom. Gotta get this car cornered, pointed in the center, and that's not the easiest thing to do with the way it's handling. Dale Jr. once again. Oh, man. Well, I let Kenseth know I was here, though. But yeah, I don't know how Jr. recovered from that so quickly. He's already charging.
1 up top.
I remember I've got way better tires than the cars I'm racing with right now. So that's why I'm actually looking kind of quick, is I got a tire advantage that's pretty major. 3 wide into 1. Sounds like a bad idea.
Car outside.
Whoa! I just destroyed Mark Martin.
Yellow flag.
Oh, man, and a bunch of others. Poor Mark. Flipped upside down the 500 and just absolutely destroyed in turn 1 by me here at Phoenix. And then Stewart, Almirola, everybody. Newman. The question is, do I pit? Because we're right on the edge of the window. Screw it. I know I started to get towards the front, but there's going to be cars with fresher tires starting to get runs on me. Might as well try to pit every 5 laps. I just realized we do not have a pit box. The number 07 team of Robby Gordon does not have a pit box. We couldn't afford one. We're just standing on the other side of the wall with all the equipment we got on that side of the pit wall. We do the best we can with what we got. Sure, we won the Daytona 500, but all that money went straight into gambling. It's gone. Man, even Travis Pastrana's pit crew was better than mine. Anyway, McMurray's now the leader above Hamlin, Danica, and Trevor Bayne. Even knowing the cars that are, well, actually, never mind. The cars that are up in front don't even have fresh tires, so that's going to be a big stack up. And I'm up on the outside line, 36th.
That was our fastest stop.
This restart will be a mess, but we're closer on the fuel window. I don't think we're good on the tire window, and we're actually not good on the fuel window, but we're closer, just in case I want to try and be an idiot about it and fuel mileage my way to victory.
First is leading by 3 seconds.
Ooh, the car cornered.
3 wide, too low.
It actually did corner right there, so I don't know what just happened. Dale Jr., we're doing it.
Car down low.
Boyer, we're doing it. Oh, jeez. Putting him straight up into the wall.
4 wide.
Driving off the right rear off of 4, and it did work.
Inside's clear.
Get this thing calmed down to 1. Move Jr. way up into left field.
Car 1 back.
You can see the cars on older tires starting to back up the field at this point. There's Travis Pastrana, who put on tires with us. A big checkup
Car inside, trying to get to your
by Almirola.
low side.
Multi-groove racing somehow at Phoenix. trying not to wreck it. Marcos,
Down low, at your door.
4 wide. Marcos hit the wall,
They're on the outside.
kept it together. That might make for a good thumbnail. Stewart, Ambrose, Pastrana, and Gordon.
Go low, go
Can't
low.
name a better foursome.
You're doing it today. Watch your rear. The leader is 4 seconds in front.
Almirola thought about cutting me off there. It was not going to happen.
One inside.
Cutting right down in front of Stewart. I do not care anymore. Battling for 32nd. We're not going to make this harder than it needs to be.
That car closing on your outside. Clear high.
Taking the outside again,
Closing
because that's the only lane I can actually run without getting ran over. It gets pretty good runs on exit, especially when there's a tire deficit
inside.
between me and my competitors.
Go high.
Look at that stack up.
We can do this. Gotta keep focused.
That's the kind of stuff I love to take advantage of. Gilliland, you got a car outside. Still just dove off in there like he didn't, because I'm going straight to the fence. That Nat is right in front of me and bothering the crap out of me.
Keep rolling.
Yeah, this car is really right rear sensitive. Somebody's on pit road,
Clear low.
so as long as we stay on the lead lap, well, never mind, because we'll get a caution, they'll unlap themselves. I was going to say, as long as we stay on the lead lap, we might be able to outplace that person. But that's probably not the truth.
Got one behind you.
We will at least finish ahead.
Car 2 back.
Just killed that Nat. We will finish ahead of Mark Martin because I destroyed him. I'm still battling with Junior for some ungodly reason for 35th, but I heard car in front's head of the pit. That sounds like a good opportunity for me to sneak around a lot of these dummies who's bottlenecking down on the bottom. Yeah. Clip the wall. Just narrow up that right side of the car a little bit. Give it some character. Somebody just dumped me. Travis.
Inside, trying to get to your corner.
We're stacking.
Good move right there, man. Great save. We're okay.
Travis ran out of talent and dumped me. I'm not surprised, just disappointed. We got a bunch of other drivers coming to the pits. Leader has a 10-second advantage on me. I am slower than 36th position. And that's a fact.
Keep digging.
But we now have a 1-lap advantage above some people who are pitting, which I may intentionally cause a caution just to trap them down a lap, but then again, they probably just take the wave around. But still, it is sentiments there. I just got to be more careful on throttle application coming off the corners. I can make it 28 laps on gas. Well then, 28 laps. You know, that's 26 laps to the finish. I might need to try and do something stupid to win this race. Or at least get a better position than I would have otherwise. Well, then again, look at how badly it shoves when I'm trying to save and how bad it is loose off. Not sure if saving is going to be very easy here at Phoenix. Might just have to make the track shorter. Then again, if I try to save it, the tires probably aren't going to last, are they? Because they're already really worn. So,
Car in front's heading to the pit.
oh man. Now it's tight. And now it's loose. It's like the moment you get some confidence in the car that it's going to commit to either tight or loose, it just does the opposite. Quite literally. It's almost a half a track deficit up to Dennis from me, so I'm just trying to keep the car on the racetrack and not in the wall, so I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. I'm running 31st. Which really isn't as bad as I thought I'd be. I thought I'd be much closer to last. The nearest car is 7 seconds behind.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Step it up.
Don't think I can step it up at this point. We're at the mercy of whatever this car is going to give us. Which is right rear sliding, it appears.
Okay, Ann. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth.
I am actually gapping Michael McDowell, believe it or not. I am not.
Power. Engine must have overheated.
Up, we're overheating the engine. Very cool. Very cool. Maybe the fact that I'll be going slower because I'm melting this engine down from the inside out means that I will be able to save gas better by going slower. That's my only hope at this point. I've made my bed. I gotta sleep in it. I was wondering why I was starting to hear some clunking. Turns out the engine dying. So now I gotta concern myself more with the engine temp than anything else, which is gonna make for a weird closing segment of this race. But that will mean I will save more gas because I will be not trying to run this car hard at all. Mostly off throttle time will be the priority. Like right there. 20 laps to go.
Move up high, move up high.
This is a race of conservation at this point.
Make it easy for us today, buddy.
Wasn't expecting it to turn into that. But we're going to try this and see how it shakes out.
You're doing good.
I am running a half-decent pace. Not a good one, but better than I was expecting.
High side's clear.
Just pulled a really weird maneuver on Paul Menard right there.
Check your inside.
I have managed to cool the temperature of the engine down. At this point, we're down to averaging about 247 in the center of the corner, which I'm happy about. I'm going to have no issue saving gas with this strategy, because I have to go so slow to keep this engine cool that we're not going to run into any issues. I might blow a tire, though, and wreck, which is looking more likely than not.
Really good, buddy.
I'm still gapping McDowell, though, if there's any consolation. I'm actually, I think, running better lap times now that I'm down on power and everything, because I'm actually going slower to go faster. The old Darrell Waltrip trick of back up your pace and pick up lap time. The engine's actually getting colder. It's down to 246 in the center of 1 and 2. Anyone who wants to race me, I will let immediately by. And that's a fact.
Come on, man. Keep that momentum. Keep that momentum.
So Dennis has pitted. So he's decided to throw the towel in on his strategy.
High. You're good.
See, Kenseth's overheating as well. So this is a issue greater than just me.
Side's clear.
Because I don't really have to worry about the engine temperature now, because I know what to do to conserve it, I really have to make sure that I conserve my right side tires, because those are really getting my heart beating.
At your door on the bottom.
I'm up to 14th somehow through all this crap. That's kind of a miracle. This engine is clunking so loud, and I can tell I'm down like 100 horsepower. But I'm up to 12th,
Side. Trying to
and
get
we're
your corner.
inching in on 10 to go.
Car up top. Car inside, just looking. We're on the high side. On your bumper. Inside.
10 laps to go.
3 wide, 2 inside.
And I am now 9th. Whoa, Jeff Gordon.
Set him up. That's it.
Take a more normal corner entry, please.
Nine to go.
9 laps to go. 5th place is where I set right now. I'm hardly turning at all, believe it or not. And that's just to conserve that right front.
Stay high. 3 wide, too low. Car at your door, down low. At your
Letting
door.
everybody by that I can, because I don't want to get mowed over.
Car inside. Looking inside.
I don't know how much longer this engine's going to run, but man, I need it to go just a little bit longer.
Clear. Car underneath. Clear left. side. Clear left side. 6 to go.
6 laps to go.
Nice and
I'm in
easy.
second.
Keep doing what you've been doing.
This is a nail biter, I gotta tell you. It's especially worse for the driver. Kyle Busch is in. He might do fuel only or something. 5 to go.
5 to go.
I am now the leader. I'd really like it if my crew chief did not count down the laps.
Got hit by a semi-truck.
Looks like I got hit by a semi-truck. The engine's so damaged. I can feel it getting slower. I got 8 seconds to work with up to McDowell. That right front tire's bothering me. My engine's bothering me. That net isn't anymore, at least. Good God, 2 laps to go. That right front is toast. The engine is toast.
Nice and smooth. You're way out front. Use that clean air. He's charging.
Austin Dillon, go right on by.
Inside.
Get your lap back. I don't care. Just pass me.
Those worn tires aren't going to get any better. Might want to consider getting a fresh set.
White flag is out. 1 mile.
Oh man, we didn't need to get wrecked like that today.
I didn't get wrecked. This is a self-inflicted engine failure. It's not going to matter. With a 5-second advantage, coming off of turn 4, we're going to win at Phoenix, of all places. It's happened.
Great job, man. Great job.
The strategy has never been played better.
There, buddy. You gonna give us a nice burnout?
Wow, that car felt like it was going to blow right front. It was going to blow the engine. Something had to go wrong. But we've done it. I need to figure out how to get in gear.
They're loving you for that one, man.
There we go. What little's left of this engine, we're going to ruin it right now. There's not a chance there's much left of this thing. We know it, we're at Phoenix. It's time to do the Polish victory lap. This is the place that it originated from. And we're going to do it again. Number 07. A slightly wrong number, but close enough. That was by far the greatest strategy I think I've ever played in any race. And how much of a nail-biter it was at the finish. There we go. Yes!
Way to go.
Yes, finally caught it on fire. That's all she wrote. That right there is a victory. Look at Robby Gordon. On fire, in victory lane, at Phoenix. Amazing.
Number 1. That was a great drive and an awesome performance.
That might have been the luckiest win I've ever had, maybe ever. 27:56 was the fastest lap I set, which wasn't really that fast. Let me see what the fastest lap actually was. 27:38 by Jeff Gordon was the fastest lap, but it doesn't matter because fuel strategy and idiocy has allowed Robby Gordon and Michael McDowell to take first and second at Phoenix. I need to point out, I've won the first 2 races of the year, but Michael McDowell has finished 9th and 2nd now at Daytona and Phoenix. He's become a legitimate championship contender at this point in the early season. And then we have Hamlin, obviously more regular. I think he was on the different strategy. Kenseth on back. Don't ask me how Mears was running 6th. Danica with a top 10. Overall, a weird race. Travis Pastrana got 30th after trying to wreck me. And overall, I destroyed Mark Martin. He flipped at Daytona and finished, but he couldn't quite take the wall impact I gave him here at Phoenix. But what a race. I don't even really have the words to describe that finish. That was just incredible. Here is your updated point standings. Obviously, I'm still on top of the points with the 2 wins. That Phoenix win is the definition of fluke, but we still got it. Paul Menard moves up to 2nd in points. Kenza 3rd. Greg Biffle 4th. Michael McDowell moves up to 5th. Kevin Harvick 6th, Casey Mears 7th, Danica in 8th, Dennis in 9th, and Martin Truex Jr. rounds out your top 10. We still have a totally ridiculous outlook on the point standings at this point in the season, but it's only been 2 races, but still. After his DNF, Mark Martin has dropped 16 spots in the point standings down to 32nd after I destroyed him at Phoenix. And Kyle Busch has only climbed back to 39th after his DNF in the 500. And I guess poor finish at Phoenix after leading late and having his late race pit stop that I prevailed from. But anyway, that has been race number 2 of the NASCAR The Game 2013 Robby Gordon season mode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun doing this one. I mean, absolutely pulled that win out. Did not deserve it, but we played the strategy right. Got that 07 machine in victory lane and lit on fire at the end of the race. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More NASCAR The Game 2013 content will be coming soon, and hopefully there will be less gaps than 2 weeks in between every episode from this point forward.